welcome back to day 9 of the 13 Nights of Samhain challenge. Today, for October 27th, the prompt is, what traditions or rituals do you practice during Samhain? So the one thing that has become probably the biggest tradition is the pumpkin carving spell that I shared in the yesterday's video. I really like to do that spell every year. I've done it every year since 2015, with the exception of last year because I was just too sick and didn't feel well, but I did still light my ancestor candle last year. Another tradition I have is that I like to decorate my altar, for my main altar, for Samhain, and I'm now starting to decorate have up my ancestor altar year round, and so I am including some different decorations on there during Samhain as well. I would really like to work on making my main altar, look nicer. I've seen so many beautiful pictures and videos online of people's altars, and they just look amazing, and I just feel like I'm not very good at knowing when or how to really put things together and how things go together well and stuff like that. Like, I'm not good with that with fashion either. Like, I can see something and be like, oh, I really like that, and I can try to copy it, but like, just looking at things I have and figuring out how they go together, I'm just not great at that. So anyway, one thing I'm actually going to start doing this year that might become a tradition, I don't really know, is that I want to write a letter to a loved one who has passed on. So this year I'm going to write a letter to my aunt, and I have this special stationery. The envelope looks pretty plain on the front, but on the back it has these pretty florals, and there's some gold kind of embellishments on there in places. And then the stationery inside, the paper matches. It's plain, and then it's got the pretty florals there with the shimmer. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see the gold, but hopefully you can see it some there. So this is some stationery I've had for a long time. I have some of it left. I write letters to pen pals and to my one remaining grandmother. So yes, this is some special stationery I have. So I'm going to use this. And I had wanted to do this last year for my aunt because she got sick very suddenly and unexpectedly passed away last year in July. And so I was going to do it last year, but because it was the first Samhain after she had passed. But I was just, aside from just being like physically sick, I was just like not in a good mental state. And I wasn't handling her death well at all, and I was not ready for that. But I was very, very close to her, and she helped raise me. I lived with her from the time I was a baby till I was, I don't know, a young child. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but so she was like a mother to me. It's always been kind of a joke that she's my second mom, and so there is a lot that I feel I never got to say to her, things we never got to do together, plans we had of things we wanted to do, all sorts of cool stuff. And so I just really want to be able to, write her a letter and express my gratitude for her being in my life, although I am very sad that she left so soon. I am extremely grateful. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. Try not to cry. I'm extremely grateful for the time I did have with her, and I just really want to share my gratitude with her and remember her and keep her memory alive in me and the rest of my family. And so I think being able to write a letter to her and express my feelings and thoughts to her will be good. Another thing I like to do around Samhain is shadow work. So I keep a journal that I normally write in, but around Samhain I like to do more shadow work style prompts and stuff that's more about your thoughts, your feelings, more internal work, as opposed to just writing like, today I did this and this, and this is how it went, and this is how I felt about it type stuff, which is kind of what I normally write about. So, yeah, I plan to do some more shadow work. One thing I haven't actually done, but would love to make into a tradition, is to have one of those silent, dumb suppers. Some years ago, I did some research on them, and basically found out that you are supposed to have a place setting for each living person attending, and then one place setting for the known dead, like your loved ones that have passed away, and then one for the unknown deceased, such as past ancestors that you never actually got to meet, stuff like that, people like that. Then the meal is served traditionally like backwards, like you would start with dessert and end with like the appetizers and bread. And everything is eaten all fully in silence, hence the term dumb supper, like dumb as in silent, like struck dumb, like old-timey language. So I really like the idea of this, and of like creating a little ancestor altar with photos and mementos, and you can invite in your ancestors to eat with you and eat in silence and just think about your fond memories with them. However, I live with my parents currently, and they're Christians, and so not only do they not agree with my beliefs, but they don't really respect them either. So it's not just like that they wouldn't want to participate, because that would be totally fine, but they would be, like in the general vicinity and just be interrupting and non-respectful. So it's just not, not really feasible here to do something like that. But if I ever am able to get a house of my own, or a place to live of my own, doesn't have to be a house, apartment, whatever, I would really love to have a new tradition of hosting a silent supper every Samhain. I think that would be really cool. And I would love to maybe have like the meal comprised of like one dish for each, kind of representative of like each person, like their favorite meal, their favorite foods. I think that would be really cool. So anyway, those are the traditions that I have and things that I'd like to do. I'd love to hear about yours. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, leave a like and a comment down below, and I will see you for tomorrow's video. All right, blessings, goodbye.